Hello everyone, welcome back. So today I'm in Merseyside, just up the road is Liverpool, and I'm here in Southport to check out what is a rather nice seaside town. In fact, the town is quite away from the beach itself, and it's actually a really big town in Southport, but also it has one of the oldest iron piers in the UK and the second longest pier in the country. I mean, this pier is absolutely massive. It's going to take me a long time to walk down it, but what is at the end? And what's different about Southport is there's this massive lake just beyond the seafront to go and check out. There's an amusement park. Let's go and do the tour. Start here at Southport Pleasureland, which used to be classed as a theme park. It's now classed as an amusement park, and actually it used to be owned by Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I think it took over back in 2006, something like that. Obviously it's closed today, but this is a massive park. Just walking around the edge. Obviously it's not open today, but I'll take you to the entrance. They're doing a new adventure golf over here. Yeah, definitely they're working on a new adventure golf. So this is the main entrance. Love the castle theming. Got a big wheel here as well. So we're going to have a walk down the seafront this way. Now the best place to park actually is just literally around the corner from where the water park is, because there's a park and ride there will actually take you into Southport town centre as well. And obviously not in this video, but I will pay a visit to Southport town centre another time. But obviously we're just focusing on the seafront today, walking through the lake bits and obviously onto the pier, which is the second longest in the UK. They've also got a little miniature railway which kind of snakes its way around. I love miniature railways. Just coming around the other side of the miniature railway. You can actually see the tracks here, look. And the station. The dinky little tracks. We'll see where that goes in just a little bit. So I'm just walking into the King's Gardens of Southport, which are pretty massive, and that's why Southport is so different as well, because of the lakes here, just literally right next to the beach. Well, you wouldn't believe you're on the coast. And there's normally a variety of different water activities going on. So look at this. Absolutely massive. So there's pedalos, there's aqua cycles that you can do here in the summer, and you can see a lot of the hotels obviously along the seafront there, and more of the gardens. There's a bandstand over there too. We're heading on to the pier in just a little bit, and of course to get to the pier there's this very long bridge which you can probably see in the distance, which we actually have to walk over to get to. But I thought it would be nice just to walk literally around this way and head over that bridge. So no doubt the season will be starting to get underway in the next few weeks. These are beautiful, aren't they? They do remind me of Brighton on the seafront, and the way they're hugging the lake here in Southport looks really nice. And I love the old-fashioned lights too. It does look spectacular at night here. There's a place you can get closer to the swans and the ducks and give them a bit of a feed. And you've obviously got the miniature railway up there. We've also got a model railway village as well, just up here. Let's have a quick look. And if that little train has whet your appetite, you'll probably want to come here if you like trains. This is the model railway village. It's a little bit like the Marivale model village in Great Yarmouth, except there's a lot more miniature trains in there as well. Look how old-fashioned these lights are. From days past. A penny farthing. Let's just have a quick look over the bridge, and we'll be kind of in the middle of the lake. Love all these little green lights going across the bridge. This looks really beautiful at night. So I'm just literally right in the middle of the lake now. Kids play area over there. It's a great place to have a walk though, especially on a sunny day like today. So the entrance to the pier is literally just over there, which we'll be going to in a little bit. It's nice that they've kept the paintwork up. I think it's had a paint job rather recently actually. So literally right at the end of this boardwalk is the Heritage Centre. There's also a cafe up here. So you can also get to the beach this way if you wanted. There's a Premier Inn just there. And obviously, apart from the amusement park, there's not much else if you go left. Unless you, well, I guess wanted to walk to Liverpool. It's almost like a little ticket booth before you went in. I think it's a cafe now. It is absolutely beautiful. This is Marine Lake, and actually, going back in history about 100 years ago, it was actually part of the sea defences here in Southport. Amazing. It's one thing Southport does have a lot of, and that's open spaces. It's not all clustered together like, you know, you get some seafronts where everything's like all bunched together on the seafront. Southport is really spread out. And it's actually quite far from the town itself, so the park and ride is definitely a must. This is actually a drinking fountain, also a thermometer and a weather vane, which also used to tell people what the weather was going to be like if there were storms on the horizon. Obviously it's not used anymore, but that is what you call a rather pretty water fountain. So it's March, and obviously things are just starting to open up again. So the entrance to the pier looks like a arcade from Blackpool. In fact, it mirrors one actually. Let me know in the comments which one it is. I've never seen that before. A carousel completely covered in that big tent. That's a good idea. Fish and Chips is not open today. At least you won't get wet. So yeah, the front of this does remind you of one of the amusement arcades on the seafront in Blackpool. Let me know in the comments which one it is. And this is not something you see every day. A free attraction. Hall of Mirrors. Would it be rude not to, right? Let's go and have a look. Alright. It's just this to go into the amusement arcade. Classic. Core, what a geezer. Am I supposed to look fat in this? Yes. Oh yeah. That looks like a really big attraction from the outside, but it's pretty small. But the kids would love it, I'm sure. So let's head on to Southport Pier. This is the second largest pier in the UK, and also one of the oldest steel piers in the UK too. We've just missed the road train, which is actually running today. Now this is very long, as I say, it's quite a walk, so the road train is probably worth it. But right next to the pier, you've got a road which goes over to the plaza, where you can do some shopping and McDonald's, Pizza Hut, KFC, all that kind of stuff. Does your eyes in though, but like just looking through the curves, that's a long way to walk. Just stop here quickly. You can see the miniature railway curving around. We'll see some more of that in a little bit. In fact, you can see the other side of it just here. I tell you what, coming down here at night, or at sunset actually, is really pretty. At the halfway point, it's good to know that there's a cafe that you can get some beer in there as well. Wine, beer and spirits. Sadly, they're not open right now. Let's continue. As I said, it's a very different seafront in the sense that you've got this plaza industrial estate here. Is this Ocean Plaza, I believe? Got a cinema over there. And a McDonald's there. You may remember before this was built a long time ago, and although it felt like we were on the pier, we weren't really, because now we're actually going over the road along the seafront, just where Ocean Plaza is. So now we're on the pier. The tide literally goes out for miles here, so just like the long walk on the pier, you could be walking a long way to dip your toes in. They also have a problem with sinking sand, so it's advisable not really to walk out too far. Is it worth checking out underneath this pier? Well, it is, because it looks pretty impressive underneath it. We'll come to that in a moment, but the walk continues. I guess the question is there a payoff at the end of the pier? Is there something worth coming all the way down here to see? We'll find out. And on a good clear day, you can see Lytham St Anne's, you can see Blackpool, you can see the Blackpool Tower there, and even the Pleasure Beach, and maybe in the distance you can probably just see the edge of the Lake District. Cool, this is a very high pier up here, look at that. That's probably the best way to go up and down on the Promenade Express. Look at that, how the sun's reflecting off the sand. Almost looks like a mirror. Beautiful day. Same as Southend Pier with the train going down the centre, but I think this looks a little bit prettier than Southend Pier, to be fair. Although Southend Pier does have a little bit more going on right at the end. So we've got a little penny arcade, which is pretty cool. And you can see some of the history of the piers around the country, which is quite nice. That looks familiar. Great Yarmouth Pier, Lowestoft Pier. You've got Blackpool North Pier there, Herne Bay. So it's really special actually to come in here and check out all these old photos of piers and some of the old penny slots, which you can get changed up. Look at that, jackpot, pays 9. See Whitby there, look. And also Weston-super-Mare Pier, which looks completely different. I think that's the North Brett Pier, isn't it? But coming through this side is the cafe. Look at this. Brilliant place to get yourself a coffee. Look at the views. Now that is what you call a view. Although you are sitting quite away from your other half. But yeah. So just coming out of the cafe, and we'll go and check out what is at the end of Southport Pier, which is where we're at right now. Got an ice cream van. And a rather impressive light, which is also a seat. Wow, look at that. I wonder if someone cleans that. So here we are coming right out to the very end of the pier. You've arrived at the end of the second longest pier in Great Britain. Obviously, I think the first is obviously Southend. So this is where we're at, and this is how you can see obviously Blackpool. Obviously, if we went round the other side, we'd start to see the coast of North Wales. But then you can see that on the beach, it's absolutely littered with shells, and those I forgot what they're called, those really long shells that when you're walking on the beach with no shoes on, they can really cut you up. Definitely a long way back to the shoreline. It's a shame they don't do like a little ferry service over the water to Blackpool. That would be great, wouldn't it? Right, let's go underneath the pier. Obviously the recent storms we've had has picked up some debris and littered it along the promenade here. I mean, look at this. I think this has come further down the coast. That is a big bit of tree just randomly here on the promenade. But just look at that. That is crazy. This is the problem here at Southport in the summer. I forgot what these are called. Let me know in the comments. But you'll see loads of these on the beach, and when you're walking in the summer, a lot of them will be sticking out the sand just a little bit, and you can really cut your feet on them. So just look at the shells. So many shells. Just want to make sure it's not sinking sand. The beach here in Southport is vast. You can walk probably a few miles before you get to the sea, but also equally you've got to watch out for the tides when you do walk out. Obviously check them before you travel. Probably not best to be walking around in Skechers. But look at the pier from the beach, absolutely amazing. When you look onto the seafront though, it's not really much going on other than of course the industrial area, the fun fair just up there. That's about it. That is really random. Not quite sure why that is there. So strange to see what looks like a village notice board on the beach. That's obviously telling you some local information, tide times especially. And if you're a keen walker, this is also the start of the Transpennine Trail, which walks from coast to coast across northern England. So you can literally go from Southport here, down obviously or that way, towards Liverpool, across Warrington, Manchester, Barnsley. You can go up towards Chesterfield, check out the Crooked Spire, Doncaster, you can go up to York, Hull, and then all the way to Hornsey. I wonder how long that would take you to walk. So that was Southport. If you want to see more videos from the Great British Seaside, just click here or here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, click the notification bell, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.